Happy Tuesday. I am sorry that it's late today. I wanted to not only get my punchline video up, but also, yeah, my sleep schedule is still tough. I got up on time today though for the Bill and Ted trailer, but the problem is that also because I'm working off of my laptop, I accidentally, in an effort to clean my desktop, I deleted all of my live stream files. I was like, where'd they go? And then I was like, damn it. So I had to rebuild them. So I apologize about that. But we have a great conversation today. We have some really interesting stories to go over. It's so nice to see everybody. The way that this works, if you're new to the streams, because of course they're open to anyone. Anyone can watch, but only members may comment. And I want to thank everyone once again for being a member. It's really helpful to me, particularly during this period. You guys are lifesavers. So it's not expensive to be a member. It's about $7 a month. I do a lot of streams because I feel very responsible. You know, if you're paying, you should get something for your money. So I do 4 streams a week. But it really means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. Hey, James. Thanks for joining, James. But it also is helping me out financially. Sometimes people ask me, oh, where can I have a Patreon account for you? And I don't have a Patreon account because I don't want you just to give me money for nothing. That's very nice of you that some of you would like to. But, hey, oh, that's a crazy username. Ready Lanu Denu. I like that a lot. That's great. But I feel like, I just don't feel comfortable setting up a Patreon account. Hey, Lucas, so I have never set up a Patreon account. But this supports me. This does add, it's a very nice thing. I'm glad. I had a Twitch account for a while, but then YouTube was like, we're doing members. Yeah, Luke, I'm trying to get merch back. I hope to have merch by the end of the year. I have some cool ideas for merch, but I got to get a merch partner. That's what makes it difficult, to make the merch. I want to have really good merch. I love the merch that I first introduced, but I feel I can step it up even more. But you guys are all wonderful. And even, by the way, some of you people just financially can't be a member right now. Don't worry about it. It supports me just watching the videos and watching the ads. That just means a lot. So thank you very, very much. All right, so we're going to get to 3 stories. The way this works is we'll have 3 stories. Hey, ZBX Doctor, with your Xbox avatar. We'll do the 3 stories of the day. And then, of course, at the end of the stream, as always, for the final 10 minutes, we do a whole 10 minutes every stream. You can ask me anything that you would like. Anything at all. Just Phil says he would love a magnet, a teacup, and a hoodie. That's a great order. I like the idea for a magnet. Fun story, my refrigerator doesn't use, I can't put magnets on my refrigerator. So when I moved, I had a cool Eloise at the Plaza magnet. Useless. I was sad about it. All right, so where is everybody streaming from? That's how we like to start. I like to find out where everybody's streaming from so I can give some shout outs and we get an idea of who's tuning in. And where on the globe? Lauren says some fingerless gloves. Yeah, I need a shirt with thumb holes. Let's see here. Popcorn buckets. Oh, you guys have good ideas. When I get a merch partner, I shall ask you guys what you think I should do. That's very nice. Let's see here. Fighting Irish is fittingly in Dublin, Ireland. Wesley Walrus is in Chicago, Illinois, where it's hot and stormy. Ooh, what a combination. Let's see here. All over the place. Thank you for joining. That's so nice of you. Quill is in Paris, France. That's very exotic. I love France. I love Paris. I've been there twice. I loved it. Faisal's in Kuwait. Elliot is watching in Los Angeles. He's going fast. Let's see here. Lincoln 7 Echoes in Minnesota. Oh, I'm sorry you're having hard times. Bat Coaster 95 with the red emergency phone. Thanks for joining. Guto is eating cookies in Brazil. That sounds lovely. I'm not in Brazil, but I can relate to your love of cookies. Kyle says, in LA, planning to go to a protest after this. Please be very careful. Not only for coronavirus, but I saw that horrible story about a protester, a young man who was shot in the face with a rubber bullet, and he lost his eye, and he had fractured skull. And hey, Kai Luna, I just felt awful for him. So please be very, very careful. If you protest, maybe don't stand in the front. Stand in the back and be like, I'm here too. Let's see here. Jake's eating a burrito in California. Guto agrees with me. The cookies are the best from Brazil. Let's see here. Pissy Exy says hello from New Jersey. Hello. Courtney, what's Courtney doing? It's Courtney Vila is eating dark chocolate covered pretzels in Temecula, California. Oh, that sounds great. I love when you guys paint a picture. Daniel says I'm on my lunch break at Target in San Diego. I love San Diego. I used to go there all the time for Comic-Con. Now I cover Comic-Con remotely. It's actually much more cost effective because I have to pay my own travel expenses. But San Diego's awesome. I hope everything's going well at your Target. Lily's in Los Angeles. Utaka is telling Ben to get out of bed. That's funny. Let's see here. Alex is in Chester, England with Freddie the dog. Oh, that's adorable. Christiana Blue is from hot and humid New Jersey. Dancing Dog says, stay classy, San Diego. That's great. That's Anchorman. That's so funny. Kyle, oh, it's good. I'm glad. It's my pleasure. Be safe. I'm glad so far it's been a great experience. Braden is in Colorado. Chris is having a kale green apple smoothie. Ugh, I'm glad you like it. Maybe it's delicious. I should expand my horizons to smoothies. I've never gotten into smoothies. Even when Jamba Juice was really big, I was like, eh. I think it's because I don't like bananas. And banana is like a main ingredient of smoothies. And so I'm like, I don't want to drink a banana. I don't want to eat a banana. I only like banana bread. Otherwise, I don't want anything to do with bananas. I would get the one, hey Roberto Hernandez. I would get the Jamba Juice, which was orange juice and pineapple juice, basically, and some strawberry stuff. And it was delicious. Rashad is playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey in Las Vegas. Oh, be careful in Las Vegas. You're totally open, it seems. Chris also shares my hate of bananas. And Justin's allergic to them. So you get no smoothies for any of us. Although now here comes the banana love. You guys are great. Jeremiah's appalled. That's fantastic. TJ Williams, I don't like banana pudding. I know it's loved by many, but I do not like banana pudding at all. I don't care how many Nilla wafers you put in it. I don't want it. Natalia says, I will send over my banana bread recipe. That's very nice of you. I do like banana bread. All right, so I'm glad to see I'm not the only one who doesn't like bananas, though. I think, I just grew up not liking them. I came to love barbecue sauce, though. Still don't like gum. But I did come to like barbecue sauce. So bananas, don't give up hope. All right, so we have 3 stories today. And then, of course, as always, as I said, at the end of the stream, you can ask me anything that you would like. If you're not watching live, there are visual aids that you go up there that tell you what story that we're on. All right, so on that, let's do the boop. I didn't forget the boop today. Boop. Everybody likes the boop. If you're new, we do a sound effect. We do the sound effect. All right, so I didn't make a video about this because it's still a rumor. And it's like a little ridiculous. It's perfect for a live stream. All right, so I just recently reported to you about Batwoman. Also, I can't cover every little thing that happens with Batwoman because I don't watch the show. I don't cover Batwoman. I cover like the big strokes on Batwoman. Although it's kind of hard to get a bigger stroke than killing off your lead character. But anyway, so I just recently covered the fact that they're going to switch out Batwoman. So a different woman, well, in this case, a different lesbian, will be wearing the cowl. This time it'll be Ryan Wilder. And I said, wouldn't it be great, since they're putting a different person in the cowl, maybe Ruby Rose could come back for a guest spot. Well, that's not going to happen because apparently she's so hated by the people who made the show that they're killing her. I like the movie lovers like, who cares about this show? That's every time I cover it, there's like, I'd say 20% of people are like, yes, I want to talk about Batwoman. And the other 80% are like, I hate it. It's so bad, why is it even on the air? Well, I think the CW has a pretty low bar as to what constitutes a success for them. And clearly this is working because they greenlit a second season. So, I mean, like, you don't know what CW's numbers are. I don't know what they are. I mean, they're clearly lower. I think all of network television is struggling. So they've really kind of made themselves like a DC channel, which kind of sucks because I think it undercuts DC Universe and HBO Max. Like, what's the home for DC content? It should be HBO Max, but instead it's spread out all over the place. So anyway, okay, someone just, who said that? Samuel says, I only watch The Flash. Okay, is anyone still watching the CW? And tell me what show you're still watching on it. Let's see. Josh loves movies. Batwoman is lower than other shows. Yes, Stargirl is good, Yutaka, but I think they lifted the review thing too early. Some of you are watching Stargirl. Black Lightning. Yeah, Black Lightning I've heard is very good. Arrow. A lot of no's. See, some of you still watch it though. Flash is still very big. Riverdale. I watched Riverdale for like one season and then I was like, what am I doing with my life? And so I stopped watching it. Some Supergirls. There's a lot of I used to. But you see, look at all the generation, look at all the conversation that it generates. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So that's what the CW, that's all they got. So they're just going to milk it for all they got it. All they want. You know, Morris has a good point. HBO Max isn't free. So if you want to watch free DC content, that's where it is. And hey, you know what? It's free. So you can't really complain about it. They're like, it's free. What do you want? That's really funny. I like that. Morris, that was great. That was a really funny observation. All right, so yes, I must say the DC Universe content is much better, but you got to pay for that. So they're gonna kill Ruby Rose. Her character's Kate Kane's gonna die. And then Ryan Wilder apparently will steal the suit. Ruby Rose stole it. Kate Kane stole the suit. Now someone else is going to steal the suit. I'm like, this bat suit has the worst security I've ever seen. And then apparently Scarecrow will be the big bad on the next season, killed someone important to Ryan Wilder, and she's going to get her revenge. There's a rumor as to who's been cast as Batwoman. I haven't been able to confirm that rumor. So I haven't covered that. I will cover it. When they actually cast Batwoman officially, I will cover it. I will cover it when they reveal the new look for the suit. It better be a new look on the suit. I will cover that. But, you know, Batwoman's not, like, huge. Weston's like, the security, it's just one guy. Yeah, Luke Fox, you're really messing it up. So we'll see. I forgot who the rumor is. It's some actress. I've never heard of her. It is a woman of color, as I predicted. I said I'm almost sure they'll pick a woman of color. But I feel like, I don't know what's going to happen to Alice. I guess she'll be like, oh, I guess I'll fight this new Batwoman. I forget who. Does someone remember who it is? It's an actress I'm not familiar with who's being considered. She's from Riverdale. Oh man, that's bad. Vanessa Morgan. I would not double down on the CW-ness. That's a rough call. Okay. Let me ask you this. If it's Vanessa Morgan, would you guys like it? Would you watch it? Jose says she's the best thing on Riverdale, so that's good. Ingrid's like, never mind then. That's funny. A lot of no's. Yeah, that's the other problem. What actress would join this show when it's so hated? I would pick somebody who has a little bit of a bigger name, a little more exciting. Vanessa Morgan's just such a cookie-cutter CW actress that you're like, that's like, what? And also, they already had a problem where everyone was like, Ruby Rose has no athletic ability whatsoever. So I would really have preferred for them to get an actress this time who looked like she actually could fight someone. I mean, Vanessa Morgan's just as, Keke Palmer, Jeremiah, would kill everybody. She'd be like so tough. It would be amazing. She'd be like, I don't even need this suit. I'm pretty impressed with Keke Palmer lately. Yeah, this show seems not going very well. All right, so that's the first story of the day. Get a stunt woman, says Check Film Fantastic. That's a nice idea. They had that great video in quarantine where all those stunt women were punching each other from video to video, and I really liked that quite a bit. And then I felt bad for all those stunt women who didn't get enough work. I was like, that sucks. All right, so let's go to the next story of the day. All right, time for another boop. All right, here we go. Boop. All right, so California theaters got the go-ahead to open on Friday. I mean, that's really short notice. I mean, that seems to me like a lot of behind-the-scenes people are really pushing. So they were like, theaters are going to open on Friday? And the government said, okay. So they can open on Friday. And sure enough, so that was a headline last night. Everyone was like, Oh my God, the theaters in California are opening. Do we have a tenant Yahtzee? Well, it depends how important New York City is. This is time for New York to see how crucial we really are to the movie business because I don't think we're going to be open in time. I don't see New York City theaters opening, and I don't see anyone telling New York City theaters to open, thank you very much, until late July, early August, to be honest with you. So anyway, on Friday, technically a movie theater could open, but less than 24 hours later, Deadline reported that not a single big chain, including the smaller chains like Alamo Drafthouse, that's funny, a Dick's Dance Co. You got a boop rush. That's funny. There's one more today. But anyway, not a single major chain is going to open on Friday. They're like, we're not doing it. They're like, so who's going to open? Well, drive-ins will stay open, and apparently like some small, like very small, like one-screen theaters that need to be in business will be staying. We'll probably try and open and play some old movies. But the reason the big chains aren't opening is that the 25% capacity limit at opening is too low. Jordan says, I work for a huge movie theater chain in the UK, and we were told we might be opening soon too. Oh, that's interesting. Keep me updated, Jordan. Keep us all updated. But 25% they say is too low. We'll never be able to make our money back if we can only have 25% capacity. So they're waiting for the point to get to where they can have 30 to 50. Then they're like, then we can maybe start to make some money. So they're saying, AMC also announced today, because AMC, by the way, is like, holy crap, we're going to go out of business. AMC is like, we're going to be open in June, globally. They're like, worldwide, all 11,000 screens, July for Tenet, we're going to be open. Now, I don't know, when you go to AMC, be careful and keep in mind that you're going to a theater that's desperate and in the verge of bankruptcy. I don't know if they're going to clean their theater and be as careful about, the capacity that they're supposed to have as, say, another theater chain that isn't in danger of going out of business. Because they're like, just cram as many people in here as possible, make the government come over here and shut me down. So just be really, really careful. Eric, I agree, AMC theaters are the dirtiest theaters anyway. They are the dirtiest theaters. They're really dirty. But they have the AMC A-List program. So that's, they get you there. Who's going to return to theaters? I did a poll. I'm going to talk about it on Movie Math on Sunday. One of the most voted in polls I've ever done. It has almost 20,000 votes. And about 60% of you so far have said that you will, it's on Twitter, have said you will not go to the theaters until July, August. So June's like, you're not going. And then, 40% of you said you'd go now. And half with the mask, half without a mask. The reason I specified on the mask, though, is because if you're wearing a mask, that means you're not going to get any snacks. And that's, of course, a huge problem. Eric says for Mulan, maybe. Well, let's see if that goes digital. Galileo Master's going, but with a mask. I have to see what they do for me for screenings. August, September, says Lloyd Lester. That's what he would prefer. Yeah, I think we'll see. Tenet's still 6 weeks away. A lot can happen in that time. And Wonder Woman's even further away. So I think, these movies are still in pretty good shape. And we'll see what happens with Tenet. Tenet still is not officially a July 17th release, no matter what AMC says. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it's very, very interesting. But so anyway, movie theaters in California typically can open. I think it's funny. Alvaro said masks, so no food, and is very sad about it. It is sad, but just think you'll be able to see so many more movies because you won't die. That's really important. So yeah, we'll see. Chris says he's not going until James Bond in November, so that's pretty far away. Who said that? Nacho says I'll risk it all for Tenet. Christopher Nolan says thank you. That means a lot. I think some people will. Hopefully, you won't be risking anything. No one should risk their life for a movie. To make it or to watch it. No one should ever die making a movie or watching a movie. I think Jake said, first showing, no matter the movie, I'll be at the theater. I agree. The first showing of the day is probably the best. We've talked about that. It was actually one of your ideas to do that. So when you can go back to theaters, go to the first showing of the day because that means there was nobody in the theater before you coughing and touching stuff up. Maybe a theater employee, but certainly less than having actual people in there. So I think that's a pretty good plan. So I know some of you are planning to go first showing of the day with a mask on. I think you should be pretty safe under those circumstances. Just keep the mask on. Keep the mask on. Jose says, I'll wear a mask and gloves. Yeah, the gloves are so that when you take them off, your hands are clean and then you can touch your face. So be really careful. The movie lover says, first showing is the worst. The janitors don't clean that much. I don't know. I'm worried about the coughing. Like most of the virus will disappear overnight, so I feel like it should be okay. It's really scary. We'll see what happens. To movie lover, why do you say do not go to the first showing? Why do you think it would not be clean? I don't trust any cleaning crew, by the way, during the movie. I've been to movie theaters. I would say almost every theater I go to, they don't clean between. It's happened to me so many times they don't clean between showings. Has that happened to anyone else? I'm like shocked. It's like, and they certainly don't wipe the seats down. They'll like take some of the garbage out, but like I think it's almost impossible that they're going to sit there and wipe down every seat. Let's see. Chris says we should clean our own seat. I already cleaned my own seat, full disclosure, because I'm a germaphobe before this. I will be cleaning it afterwards. I wiped down my whole seat. I do a full Naomi Campbell at the movie theater. That's why I get there so early, because I don't want anyone to see. And also, people would be like, it's hard when someone's sitting next to you, so it's harder to do it. Eric says, bring your own wipes. Josh says, we will wipe down every seat now. I hope that you do. That would be wonderful, but I would still bring, as Dancing Dog said, I'm going to bring my own wipes and wipe my own seat down. It's just, I can do a quick wipe, certainly of the, hey, Fishman, thanks for joining. Certainly of like, Sean says, I'm going to bring my own wipes now. Yeah, just clean like the touch areas where you're going to go. And just like, that's what I usually clean. And like, and then I feel better. Boy, I guess you could sneak your own food in, but you still have to take your mask off to eat. Ah, it's crazy. All right, so that's the second story of the day. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, you ready? Boop. All right, so that's the last boop of the day. I hope you enjoyed it. Next stream will be Friday, so you'll get more boops then. Oh no, the next stream will be Thursday because we're doing an Artemis Fowl watch along on Friday, and I think two streams in one day. It's hard to be on for that much amount of time. I mean, I'd do it if I had to, but I don't see any reason to do that. So, okay, so what's going on? All right, so Universal. Universal's like coronavirus, schmoronavirus. We have an amazing business model. We're going to do great. So not only is Universal like getting all their films to digital, and they're like, in your face, AMC, you're not even going to be around anymore. We don't care. Although I think Regal said they also weren't going to play the movies as well. We'll see. I think Universal just doesn't care. So in addition to their new streaming strategy, they just signed Timur Bekmambetov to a 5-picture deal to make a very specific type of movie, like Unfriended, which is shot, based on, just like this, like people's screens. He also did Searching, which with John Cho, which I thought was excellent. I loved it. I thought it was very, very good. Thanks, James. But that had a lot of scenes outside. So the idea is that stuff could be shot, like, I don't know, from people's homes and stuff. Like you could stay quarantined and make a movie. 5 of those? 5? 5's a lot. That's a lot of those. I mean, Universal is very good at having cheap movies. Jason Blum works with them, of course. He does cheap horror movies. He's worked. It's called Bekmambetov, Timur Bekmambetov. He's a Russian filmmaker and now producer in Hollywood. So yeah. So I wish this stuff was more like Searching, but it's going to be more like Unfriended. I agree with Portis too. 5 is like way too many. I would do like 1 or 2. Maybe I'd do 2. I would really only want 1, but if it was a huge hit, I'd do 2, maybe 3. You know what? Come to think of it, maybe I'd do 5. Because here's the deal. They're not necessarily going to make 5, but it locks them in at a certain price point. So if you only sign Timur Bekmambetov for 1 of these, and then it's a huge hit, he's going to ask for more money the next time around. But instead, you can build in the amount of money he's going to get. I'm sure there might be some raises in there, and there might be if he hits certain points of revenue, he gets a bonus. But that'll all be built in advance, and he doesn't have any negotiating power going forward. So that makes sense to me, actually. So yeah, I'd be like, I'll sign him for like 1 billion movies. I don't want to have to pay him more than I want. Maybe he wouldn't sign for more than 5. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, but I just think Universal is like pivoting like nobody's business. Let's just hope they don't bury themselves as they turn into the ground. Or would you guys be interested in this? A lot of you loved Unfriended, it seems. The Movie Lover points out that Aaron Taylor Johnson had a 7-picture deal for Avengers, and he was in half a movie. That's fantastic. Dancing Dog points out that Universal is notorious for using stock footage to save money. They're also pushing to start shooting again, which I reported to you on Movie Math on Sunday. A lot of no's. Ooh, Universal, I hope they didn't pay too much. Although Czech Film Fantastic has enough enthusiasm for all of you. Hey, Jennifer, I'm glad you made it. We still have the Ask Me Anything portion of the stream to go. Not a lot of interest. Jason Blum, Joseph, that's a good question. He's not involved in these. I just brought him up as an example of Universal and economic filmmaking. All right, so let me get rid of the marker. So we'll do an Ask Me Anything portion of the show. It's 5:32, so until 5:42, you can ask me anything that you would like. And as I say, I don't necessarily have to answer you. Hey, Dane, but you can ask it, and maybe I will answer you. Thomas says 3 favorite X-Men movies. Oh, that's a good one. X2, definitely. X-Men Days of Future Past, and Logan. That's what I'm going to go with. I feel pretty strong about those choices. Eric says, do you think DC Universe and HBO Max will merge? I do. I really do. I don't know when, but I think they will eventually. Jeremiah says, what is your least favorite theater? AMC Empire 25? Hands down. It is a cesspool. It is the worst theater in the city. I would say the worst theater in the world. Let's see here. But I still have to go there for press screenings. So you just suck it up like a professional. Jordan said I was correct in my choice of X-Men movies. Thank you. I'm glad I got it right. Woohoo! Let's see here. Who asked? Oh, it was a good one. Where'd it go? Oh, these are going so fast. Dancing Dog 60 says, Grace, is the comic book industry a goner? Yeah. I think it's not going so well. I don't know if I'm surprised at how many people buy it by physical still. I think that I'm disappointed that it's very sad to me that as people got into comic book stories and TV and movies, that they didn't get into the original source material. That's really unfortunate, in my opinion. I think it's just it's so hard to get comic books. I think comic book stores are niche. I think they have a niche presentation about them. I think it would be and I think unfortunately there's a stigma about comic books that are unfair. And so I think it's hard to get someone to read a comic book who doesn't usually read them. I wish that they could break that down. I wish comic books were spotlighted more in bookstores. And I wish that places like Disney and Warner Brothers, who own Marvel and DC, would work harder to push comics and get them in people's hands. Although it doesn't help that I think a lot of the comics written today aren't as good quality as they used to be. So that's also a problem. As Lauren pointed out, they're not putting out very good product right now. Jordan says, how long do you think until we see Punchline on the big screen? Let's see how popular she is. But I think you see her on the CW real soon. Let's see, it's going fast. Oh boy, let's slow it down a little bit. Ben Williams says, who is your favorite on Succession? Mine is Shiv. Oh, I love everybody. I love everybody on that show. I have a different favorite character every week. I really like Brian Cox, though, the dad on that show. I think he's fantastic. I love everyone. I love Tom. I love Kieran Culkin. Just the whole show is fantastic. Anyone, you should watch Succession. It's amazing. Okay. Eric says, what do you think is a good price point for theaters to entice people back into theaters when they reopen? A lot of theaters are apparently doing $5 for second-run movies, movies that you could watch at home. I don't think for first-run movies they're going to change the price point at all. They might do maybe 2-for-1 deals or something, or maybe they could do what matinees are, but, they're not going to lower the price because they already have to lower the capacity cap, so they can't. If they could have a full theater, maybe they would offer a discount ticket, but they're just not going to do it. George Alexander says, I want to watch a DC movie tonight, but not sure what movie. Which movie shall I watch, Grace? Oh, that's a great question. I want to watch Justice League again, but I'm going to wait until closer to the Snyder Cut's release, and we'll do a watch-along, in fact, for that. But so tonight, I'm partial to Batman Returns, so I would recommend Batman Returns. I love that. Also, The Dark Knight is a great DC movie. And also, I really love Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Maybe you should watch Wonder Woman to get ready for the upcoming movie. There are a lot of great choices. That's what I took away from that conversation. ZBX Doctor says, how much do you think Black Widow will make? It's impossible for me to tell. until I see how the first couple of movies out of the gate do. Then we'll have a better idea of what movies are doing right now. Hey, Joseph Sarhan, thank you for joining. Let's see here. Oh, Mika says, where's my Defy Bloods review? Did other Five Blood reviews come out? I told you Netflix is being really selective in who they give that to in advance. Artemis Fowl, the embargo lifts on a Thursday, but I don't know what's going on with the other stuff. LG Doe says, Grace, this is just a thought, but what would you think if Mortal Kombat characters showed up in the DCEU in a future event like Injustice? I don't know if they'll ever cross over franchises in the movie space, but let's see how well the Mortal Kombat movie does. You know, that's the first step to anything like that ever potentially happening. Fishman, I have watched some Schitt's Creek. I think it's excellent, but I was so far behind on it. Some people really like watching shows that have been on a long time ago. I like to stay very current, I guess maybe because I'm always covering stuff. So sometimes I just miss things. I unfortunately missed Schitt's Creek. Let's see here. TJ Williams says, do you plan to do a watch along for all 6 Snyder Cut episodes? I don't think so. Maybe once they're all done, yeah, we will watch them all together, but I'll be covering them weekly. So we still have enough information for me to know exactly how I'm going to cover them, and I don't know if they're going to be releasing them in advance to press. You just don't know how those things are going to go down because The Mandalorian they wouldn't release in advance. Because it was such a hot property with spoilers. So I will cover, I'll see how I'm going to cover it. But I'll be covering it extensively, obviously. Oh, Yutaka, I'm glad you enjoyed Space Force. I'm so happy. Erwin, I'm not going to cast the MCU Young Avengers because they want to, I think, use mostly unknowns. So it's very, very hard to cast, to decide what unknowns they would use. Stefano says, when will Friends shoot? They said the fall, maybe. So let's see if it looks like they can at that point. Lucas says, will you cover Lost in Space season 3? Probably not because no one apparently talks about that show. But I'll watch the heck out of it and tweet it. Maybe I'll live tweet episodes because it was so good. I love that show. TJ, I don't know where The Boys season 2 trailer is or the Umbrella season 2 trailer. Umbrella Academy season 2 at least has a start date, but it's ridiculous. The Boys, they said they're almost done with their VFX, so we'll see what happens with that. Jordan, I've already said that my top choice for Poison Ivy in the DCEU is Ana de Armas. Emax says, do you like what Harley Quinn did to Dr. Psycho? I know he is your favorite character. He's not my favorite character. I mean, I like all the characters on there. I do think Tony Hale's very funny on the show. We can't give any spoilers for people, but yeah, I thought he had it coming. Yeah, I don't know where the Halloween Kills trailer is either. I thought it was going to debut. Hey, Marcus Jerome, I'm glad you just joined. I wasn't quite sure what happened to the trailer. I thought when they did a watch along, on Twitter with Jamie Lee Curtis, they were going to maybe have the trailer, but they didn't. So we'll see. But they might debut their trailer like in August. It's a little early for them still. Portis 2 says, sad that Zatanna will be viewed as a copycat of Wanda. Well, at least Zatanna has the speaking backwards thing that's unique to her. I think if they were very careful with her visually and stuff, it should be all right. That's funny, Fidel. I don't have any random tea for you today, but that's a funny way to say it. Let's see here. Hey, Chris Vision. Courtney says, what do you think of Poison Ivy at the end of Suicide Squad? I would be happy to just get Poison Ivy in there any way possible. She's even been on the Suicide Squad in the past. So, but I don't know if they're going to let James Gunn just like backdoor her into the franchise. I mean, you want to cast her with care. I think it's more likely she would show up in the Batman movie because he's going so heavy on the rogues. He's going to do like a Dark Victory, Long Halloween kind of situation, Matt Reeves, and so I can see that working. Oh, is it Liberty Mommy's birthday? Happy birthday, Liberty Mommy! Everybody should say happy birthday to Liberty Mommy. She's here. She's a really big part of the community, and so I'm very happy to be able to wish her a happy birthday. Oh, it's 5:42. Okay. Dallas says, why do you think they are delaying her? I think because Margot Robbie chose Birds of Prey, which, by the way, never should have been an option given to her. I'd be like, you can't use the Birds of Prey because Harley Quinn's never been on the team. So Gotham City Sirens or nothing, or a Joker movie. But I think that's what happened. They decided to do Gotham City Sirens. They started to do Birds of Prey, and Gotham City Sirens got shelved, which is unfortunate. I hope that Zoe Kravitz does a great job as Catwoman. I would love to see that work out. All right, everybody, it's 5:42. Videos, of course, every day this week, but the next live streams are going to be Thursday, and then on Friday, we'll be doing a watch-along party for Artemis Fowl, which, of course, debuts on Disney Plus that day. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your afternoon, and see you soon. Okay, bye.